It's really interesting, James, the last few days with this huge snowstorm that we've seen.
Yeah.
It is a precursor to what life is going to be like without bike lanes. The Bloor bike lane, which I take on my way to work here, is unrideable. It's either blocked by huge mounds of ice and snow or covered completely. So I'm having to share the road with traffic, motor vehicle traffic. And once those Bloor bike lanes are gone, because Doug Ford's ripped them out, and not just because there's been a snowstorm and the city can't get its act together to clear them up, this is going to be what you experience. And so when I'm in the roadway with those faster moving motor vehicles, I am on full defensive cycling mode. I'm ringing my bell and using my lights even during the day. I'm staying visible. Where it's safe, I take the lane. And where it's safe to move over and let anxious and aggressive cars pass me, I do that. Finally, where it doesn't feel right, where your spidey senses are going berserk, take a side street, get off the road, calm yourself down and just, be thankful that you're safe. In places in Toronto, Scarborough, where we've met before, North York, the roadways are slightly wider and much, much faster moving than, a one-way street down here in a neighborhood in the annex. If it feels safer there, get on the sidewalk and ride through a dangerous part. You can think of passageways on the 401 or things like that. Get off the road, ride the sidewalk where you feel safer. Of course, yield to pedestrians at all times and at crosswalks to make sure you're not just flying through because cars aren't going to expect you riding from the sidewalk into the crosswalk. But do what you need to be safe out there.
We asked David to join us on a bike ride along Toronto's existing cycling infrastructure outside the 3 major bike lanes to point out some of the shortcomings and potential hazards of this infrastructure and provide tips for staying safe while using it.
The best thing to always do is consider everybody around you. Be a conscientious cyclist. Every person I pass, be it a person with a dog, person with a stroller, or another cyclist or runner, I'm dinging my bell, being polite, saying, on your left. So it's making yourself be known to others and being respectful of their space. Don't come in hot behind anybody else, things like that. Where there are crossovers into or across motor vehicle traffic like this, I think it's really important to assume that the drivers, even if you have the right of way, don't see you or don't care, and stop and make sure the way is safe before you go. So as you can see right here, the city of Toronto is telling you that this is a place you should go if you're on your bike. It is very busy. It is very tight. A lot of residential, a lot of big SUVs coming through here. For me, I feel comfortable taking the lane in certain spots. In others, I try and get a bit to the right to let other cars pass through. That is the law, and it does get anxious and aggressive drivers away and past you. So, in these situations, you bike according to your ability.
What about when you have a situation with parked cars on a route like this?
So these sharrows and this route brings you by street parking. And street parking, when it is parallel to the lane, is dangerous. It brings you into what we call the dooring zone. And what that means is that without warning, passengers or drivers could open their car door into your path, causing serious injury, broken clavicles, all sorts of things. In those situations, you want to always be watching the car, see if you can see through the side mirror or the windows to determine any occupants. Ring your bell, and where safe, go out as far away from that dooring zone as possible. Now that's difficult on routes where there's streetcar tracks, faster moving vehicles to your left, but you've really got to be careful. That dooring hazard is one that comes out really unexpectedly.